man. Welcome to another Investors Playbook Live. I'm your co-host, Deshawn Edwards.
And I'm Cornell, Rowan.
All right, Cornell. Cool. Episode 3. What we talking to him about today?
All right, today we're talking about true or false. We're unpacking money myths. All right.
Ooh, that's a spicy one, bro. That's a spicy one. Go ahead.
All right. So the first money myth that we have is money can buy you happiness.
You want my opinion, bro?
Man, can you tell us your opinion, Deshawn, on money?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. What? Because, all right. I'm just thinking about all the people that are unhappy because they don't have money. Let's just take that first, right? People who complain about not going on enough vacations. People who complain about not being able to go out to eat or go to restaurants like they want to. And then you got the more things that matter, like people who complain about not being able to pay their bills, who are behind in debt. And I talked on the last episode about how being in debt or financial literacy and how that can help you when it comes to your mental wellness. I feel like money can get you out of debt. Money can literally change the way you feel about your situation. So that's just my take on it. Can it buy you happiness? Yes. Is it the only factor that equals happiness? Does money equal happiness? No. But does it have the power to make you smile and happy? Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Yes, 100%.
I can understand that perspective because the people that are sad about things like, okay, like you're in debt or you're about to lose your home. If you had money, this would give you happiness. Right. So I'm guessing, I don't know. For me, I'm feeling like it won't give you permanent happiness. I feel like there are some people out here that are just, they're sad about things. They get sad about things, man. And it's things that other people would kill to be in that position. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like for everyone, no, money cannot buy you happiness because some people are gonna find something to complain about. That's just from my experience. But I do see what you're saying, and I do think that money can give you situations, whereas not having money cannot do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you make a good point there because there are people, despite their situation, they always see the world as half empty. The glass is half empty, right? They can have all the money in the world. I mean, we see it happen all the time in media where people who have money or who we think have money, we don't ever know everyone's situation,
Right.
but they choose to do things that show that they were unhappy with life. You know what I mean? So yeah, there are definitely situations where money did not buy happiness.
Right.
Yeah, but like you said, money can buy, I think you said situational happiness, and money can buy happy.
Situational happiness.
Yeah, so, all right, cool. So then, yeah, I agree with you on that one, Cornell. You convinced me. Money can't buy everybody happiness for sure. But
Yeah. Some
yeah.
people are persistent in being. So those people, they got to find another way.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2, what do you think about this one, Deshawn?
All right.
Investing is only for the wealthy.
100% no, bro. We were not wealthy when we started investing. I mean, we are the example. I mean, okay, so let's define wealth, right? Matter of fact, let's not define wealth. No, man, you don't got to be wealthy to invest. We talk about it all the time. You can invest with $20, okay, if you wanted to. You can put $20 in the stock market and make that money go somewhere. You don't have to have a bunch of money to invest. I will say that there are priorities that should be looked at before you start investing. There are certain things that you have to take into account before you start investing. Do you have to be wealthy? No. Do you even have to have all your ducks in a row? No. But there are like certain things like, okay, cool. If this person is drowning in debt and they're hoping that if they put this money in the stock market that they can get money out so that they can pay down the debt. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't look at it as like a gambling situation or as like I need this money to work for me so that I can pay for the car note on this car. I think that investing should be done with passive money, money that you don't necessarily need to survive. That's my opinion. Like, I think you don't have to be wealthy, but I think there are levels to it. And before you get to the level of investing, you should have things in place like having enough money saved to the side where if an emergency does happen, you can pull from it. Not having an enormous amount of debt. A certain amount of debt is cool, but just if you're drowning in it, I think that putting money into the or investing money like into the stock market might not be the best spot right now because you have a priority of that money can go towards paying down a credit card, which as we know, credit card bills and interest rates that can get kind of out of hand if people let it. So you don't got to be wealthy, but I think you should be in a certain position before you start investing. What about you?
So my opinion on it is, I think it depends on the type of debt, of course, and if it's how that debt is affecting your life. Because I do believe in leveraging debt in order to invest. Things like a car note. If my car note is 2%, I'm not going to pay off my car note if I can put that money into the stock market. But if I have credit card debt that's 20 to 30%, of course, you have to pay down that debt first before you start investing, because at that point you're losing money. Because if you're making 15%, which is a good year in the stock market, and you're losing 20, 30% in credit card debt, you're still negative. You're losing money. So it doesn't
Yeah.
make you to make those investments if you're drowning in credit card debt. So I think a lot of it depends on the type of debt you have. And I think that as far as investing being for the wealthy, I feel like times have changed, because when we started investing, we were paying what, $7 every time we traded, every time we bought, every time we sold. That's $14 right there just for well, not one transaction, it's two transactions, but to buy and then get out of a trade, that's $14, which is a lot. So if you're jumping in, jumping out, jumping in, jumping out, that adds up real quick. So I feel like I didn't know how the comments popped up on here.
Right. He talking about the credit card interest rates, I think.
Oh yeah. So we just
Yeah.
on YouTube, so it's a new platform. So we're gonna see how it works out and see if way between IG and YouTube. But yeah, if you're jumping in and jumping out, then yeah, it's gonna be pretty difficult for you to make some money in the
Yeah.
stock. So yeah, right now I do not feel like it's for the wealthy though, because now they have things like partial transactions, partial shares. You're able to buy like 2% of an Apple stock. You can put $1 into it if you want to. Everybody has a dollar. Everybody's doing something recreational. So uh, in the beginning, I feel like yes, it was for the wealthy, but now I feel like they're opening up to everybody. And now it's so easy to find out how to start investing, because Google is at our fingertips. They didn't have this back then. You see what I'm saying? They weren't able to just go on their phones and go on the internet, because when we were in high school, the only thing the internet did was bought ringtones. You see what I'm saying? Wanted the little soldier, then we get on the internet. But now we're able to do whatever we want on the internet. We're able, if we want to find out how to invest in stock, all we gotta do is take out our phone and type in, "Hey, how do I invest in stocks?" And it tells you everything. So the times are different. There's no excuse now. They've taken away all the excuses. So at
Yeah.
this on the person, it's, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to make these strides, or do you not?
Hmm. Hey, look, if you want to learn about investing, go to Google and type in investorsplaybookllc.com. Check us out, okay? Check us out, man. All right, go ahead, Cornell. What's the next one, man? What we got?
So the myth number 3, it says credit cards are always bad.
Ooh, so all right, I'm gonna let you go first on this one because yeah, I got a lot to say about this, bro.
So when it comes to credit cards, man, my relationship with credit cards started at Savannah State, man.
Mhm.
My last year, this was after you graduated, and I had to get that other house in Savannah State. So yeah, I didn't have a job. that last I was literally living off of my credit card. I was
Yeah.
living off my card. So by the end of that semester, my credit card was max. It was like $3,000, which was a lot at the time. $3,000 is still a lot of money. $3,000 is a lot of money. So yeah, I was just paying the minimum and just watching the balance go up, because you paying that minimum balance does not, you're never going to finish paying off your credit card if you just pay the minimum. So at that point, I felt like, man, I got to do something, because I'm losing so much money on just $3,000. I'm losing so much money. It's basically, I have a car payment because of this $3,000 credit card. So when I got home, I was putting most of my check into that, and I told myself I never wanted to let that happen again. So there was this long period of time where I did not use credit cards. I was discouraged because I had such a bad experience with it. But then later on, me and you, we started looking into credit cards. I don't remember what exactly got us looking back into credit cards. I think it was you. I think it was you saying, "Hey, we're spending money out of our checking accounts and we're getting nothing for it. We might as well get something while we're doing it." So we
Yeah.
our research on credit cards. We tried to see uh, when we needed to pay it off in order to not get interest, and it's actually pretty easy. As long as you pay off that statement date, I mean, pay off that complete statement balance by the statement date, you don't pay any interest.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I could just chime in real quick, just because on that statement, it's like another random thing that I kept hearing people say when I was getting a credit card was leave a little balance on your credit card rolling over. I'm like, why would I? It's like, oh, because it helps increase your credit score. I'm like, but why wouldn't me having no balance increase my credit score more? And I might need to research that more, but I was just, it didn't make sense to me. If I had the ability to not give away money by
Right.
having a balance when that time hit, why would I leave it there? What's the best credit card to get? I mean, we could dive into it, or
You
that's opinions. But I mean, I just never understood that, and maybe somebody can help me understand it, because every time someone said it, I was just like, but if I leave a balance on there, then that 20 something percent is going to hit. Like, I'm going to pay interest on that. Why would I? So, and if that can be explained to me, like you leave it on there because it boosts your credit score, like a little. I just never understood that part, man.
I
Like,
I see what they're doing, but the pros don't outweigh the cons, because when you have a balance, when you hold balance, so your credit score is based on your relationship with debt. If you don't
Mhm.
have debt, your score goes down.
Oh,
Right.
okay,
So if you didn't have a car note, if you didn't have a mortgage, you wouldn't have a you wouldn't have a good credit score.
got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if you have no relationship with debt, then it starts to lower. This is why people say to do that. But if you if you already have a good credit score, there's no point. And also losing that money doesn't outweigh it. It's a bigger con. You don't want
Yeah,
to, it just doesn't make sense to me. So no, I'm with you. I would never leave a balance past the statement date. I wouldn't.
got you. Okay, I just wanted to like throw that in because I know I've heard that before. So in the realm of true or false myths, like I just wanted to say that statement on the line just in case somebody else heard it, right?
Right.
And
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
I'm sure, because I we hear it all the time, still
right,
hear it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not, you can do that. That's not for me. So
exactly. But yeah, my
but
bad. Go ahead, can finish your story, bro.
oh no, it's all good. So yeah, as far as the credit cards, now I use credit card for everything. I never use my debit card. The only thing I use my debit card for is to get the money out the ATM to pay my barber, because he doesn't, take credit card. But everything else, oh yeah, I'm getting those points. I'm getting those flight points. I'm getting that cash back. Whatever I can get, I'm getting. I do not use debit cards for anything at this point. So what about you? What is your relationship with credit cards, Deshawn?
Man, so similar, bro. Like I experienced that maxed out credit card feeling. Um, it was when I moved out here though, right? And I was blowing a check and got to a point to where I mean I talked about this story previously, but it's all in one and the same. This is why I had to take out that loan in the first place, because my credit card interest was 22%, and the amount of money I was paying on it, just it wasn't enough. So for me, credit cards, I understand how to use them. I just use them incorrectly, right? I let the thing max out. I kept swiping it knowing that it's about to reach its balance, but I always thought, okay, I'll pay it down later. Okay, I'll pay it down later. And I feel like that's what gets a lot of people in this trap of like, all right, now your credit card is maxed out and your max balance is $10,000. So you can't just quickly pay down $10,000,
Right.
right? So you're going to have to slowly pay that down. And each month you're going to get hit with interest of 20 something percent. So you can't just do the minimum. You have to do above the minimum. And sometimes you have to make lifestyle changes to adjust for that extra payment that you got to put towards your credit card. So for me, like I just feel like if anyone is going to use a credit card, they are not bad. But you have to be responsible because they can definitely you can dig a hole for yourself, right? Credit cards, it's like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility, man. You cannot you cannot just like have a credit card and do whatever you want with it. And you have to be responsible for the decisions that you make. But after that situation, and of course, this is even after we've decided on what credit card to use. So I understood the benefits of it, but I think that's why I got so in the hole. I'm like, man, look, I'm gonna just keep swiping my card, keep swiping my card. It's gonna give me points. It'll give me points. In reality, you swiping your card more, yes, it gives you points, but it doesn't outweigh the fact that, okay, cool, don't just swipe your card on things that you don't need. Don't spend money on like unnecessarily just to say, well, if I buy this thing, I'm gonna get points for it. So it's good. Like credit cards should still be used wisely, still be used to buy things that you need, not go spend money because credit cards give you points. That is what I think that, that should not be said out there. Like that's a lot of people just feel like I'm going to get flight points, I'm going to get credit card points, or I'm going to get cash back on this. So because of that, I'm going to use my credit card for everything. And don't get me wrong, I also use my credit card. Never use my debit card unless I have to, right? Unless a bill doesn't take credit card payments, and then I'll use my debit card or I'll use my checking account. But trying to justify a price or trying to justify spending money on something that you don't necessarily need just to say you're getting points is like that is kind of what puts you in that trap. But ultimately, is the question is, are credit cards bad? No, credit cards are not bad. Credit cards, again, are what you make them, and they can put people in bad situations.
Yeah. Cards are
But
not always bad. Know yourself. Know yourself
yes,
before you get one, of course.
pretty
So
much.
somebody asked, what is the best credit card? So, that's subjective. It depends on what, because different credit cards do different things. They have one for, and I'll name the ones that I use for each one. Uh, they have one for cash back. I like the city cash back.
Same.
City double cash. That's what it's called.
Mhm.
The reason for that is because it gives you 2% on everything across the board. So I don't have to worry about, oh, does this do this for gas? Does this do this for groceries? No, it's 2% across the board. I don't have to worry about it. As far as flight points, so there's a few people go different ways with this one. Me personally, I like the Delta Reserve. Um, I'm not sure about one that's good that does not have that does not have an annual fee.
Yeah.
Current reserve, I think I'm paying like 550 for it. But I love it, man. It gives me the free bag. It gets me into the Delta Lounge, and it gets like 3 times the flight points whenever I choose Delta. And I know, Deshawn, you could probably talk to about like.
Yeah, so same with the cashback. I definitely use the city double cashback for that 2%, the automatic 2%. But my favorite credit card, like hands down, MX Platinum, bro. The MX Platinum it's one of the most expensive credit cards because I think the annual fee is like $695, like pretty much $700. But Amex gets you the Delta points, like the 3 times Delta points. It gets you the 5 times United points. It gets you into the Delta Lounge. It gives you a Uber credit for the year. And I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. The amount of benefits that come with the Amex card pretty much outweigh, in my opinion, pretty much outweigh the cost of the card over the course of a year, right? $700. I never have to buy food when I go to the airport, and I fly a lot. Never have to buy food again. I'm either going to be in the Delta Lounge or what is it called? Priority Pass. Like it's always going to be something. I can always go there, and that's just complimentary. Um, and then, of course, like the Uber credit. With me for going to the airport a lot, I get that Uber credit every month. I think it's like $15 a month. I get an Uber credit, and I live really close to the airport, so that pretty much pays for my Uber to and from. Well, not to and from, but Uber's kind of expensive, but it pays for one of the trips, right? Um, and then the points you get when you are swiping the Amex card, yeah, Ashley just pointed it out. So every time you swipe your Amex card, you get points. Like if I were to buy a United flight with Amex, 5 times points for Amex, and those Amex points can transfer directly to Delta, 1 for 1. So I currently have 170,000 Amex points, which means I have 170,000 Delta points, and I can use that. I mean, we know points can take you a lot of places, and then same with United. I can't transfer the points directly over to United, but I can use the points to purchase United flights. So yeah, man. I mean, I could keep going on and on about the Amex card, but it's awesome, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all almost had me. There's a lot of the perks that I do not use, and I couldn't rationalize me paying $150 more. That was my only thing.
And
Because
the perks rotate though. They rotate. Like the offers. I saw one offer that I was like, all right, cool. For this year, we're gonna give $50 back for HBO Max. Like it just changes.
Offers also. So like I feel you. I'm talking about the stationary, the ones that don't.
Oh.
Like as far as the Uber, I'm not going to use the Uber credit nearly as much as you. I might, because I might. How many times did I fly this year? I probably flew like 4 times this year, and I don't know if I'm flying again. You see what I'm saying? So all those other months, it's not going towards anything. And then what do they give you? Hulu and Disney Plus. I don't watch. You see what I'm saying? So it's like most of those do not.
Oh yeah, they give you. I think Delta gives you free clear, right?
It gives me free pre-check, and
Okay.
yeah, I don't. I haven't needed to use Clear. I just the extra 150 a year has not been justified yet
That's
for me.
real.
So just because one credit card is good for one person doesn't mean it's good for another. But yes, my credit card does give me a TSA pre-check, and that's worked just fine for me. I haven't needed Clear, especially because I don't travel as much as you all. I know you all travel a lot more than me.
Right. Right.
You also have to consider that.
Yep.
Right.
So, and I mean, there are tons of credit cards out there, not just travel and cash back, but like, as Cornell mentioned, it all just depends on you and your lifestyle, right? So, because I use Amazon credit card too for Amazon purchases. That's the only card I use whenever I buy anything on Amazon because it gives you 5% on every purchase. So, I have a number of different credit cards that I use for a number of different things. So,
Right.
yeah.
And I use it too. Amazon. All right. So let's go on to the next myth. You ready?
Yeah, let's go to the next myth.
All right, so number 4.
Do not disturb, bro. Do not.
We have it's on. I'll let you know. All right. So number 4, renting is throwing money away. What do you feel like about that one?
Renting is throwing money away.
Yes.
You
Renting is
coming for me, man? Nah, man. But yeah, I am a renter. I am currently a renter, and do I think I'm throwing money away? Yeah. It's just going to the ether, but it's not going anywhere, man. I think that a lot of people say that, and I've heard this, that renting is not necessarily throwing money away because when you buy a house, you got to worry about taking care upkeep of the house and like taking care of the yard and all the things fall on you. You can't call your landlord and ask them to fix stuff because if things break, you have to fix it yourself, so it's more expensive. And I'm just like, as good as that sounds, let's just think about it, bro. the amount of time and money that you spend renting, and this is just someone from looking outside in. I don't own a home, and you could tell me, right? Because you own a home. Looking outside in, that doesn't even come close to the amount of money, like equity, that you can get in a house that you're sitting on for. Like people will rent for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, right? You're talking about 10 years of being able to call someone and say, hey, my dishwasher is broken. Cool, they'll come fix it. Compared to 10 years of building equity. Like it's, and this, again, I'm not even a player in the game yet. I have tons of friends, you being one, who to me, I feel like are just who have proven that the owning a home is really the way to wealth. Like that is it, right? That is renting. You get nothing from it. You get a place to stay. That's it. It doesn't give you anything back. Um, so do I think renting is throwing money away? I do. Am I currently renting and throwing money away? I am. For now. For now. Okay. But yeah, I think renting is throwing money away, bro. That's my opinion on it. What about you?
Man, like you said, I think the biggest thing is the equity in it, man. The equity. I've been able to do a lot with the equity in my home, and if I were renting, I would not have that equity. So, when you're renting, I think of it as essentially making someone else rich. And the thing is,
Boy, hold on. Say that again. Say that again, bro. Say that again, bro. I don't think they heard you, bro. I don't think
when
they heard
you're
you.
renting, you're essentially making somebody else rich. Because
Somebody owns that place.
I promise you, you're paying more money than what that person is paying in a mortgage. Because if that wasn't the case, it wouldn't make sense for them to rent it out to you.
Mhm.
So if you're renting, owning that home would be cheaper. It'd be cheaper monthly. And with the money, if you're able to manage your money well, with the money that you're saving every month on the amount that you're paying for a mortgage, which is lower than what the rent would be. I want to say a better way because that was a little. All right. So,
I got you.
yeah. So renting is more expensive. So the money that you're saving every month while paying that mortgage, you can just use to fix the things that go wrong. It's just not like things go wrong every year.
Right.
Or people, oh, something's gonna break every month, and it's gonna offset the money that you're paying for a mortgage. No, that's not the case. I've had this house for what, like 7 years now, and I
Hmm.
have two major things, and that's my HVAC and my water heater.
That's it.
That's it. In 7 years, while people are paying these $2,000 rents, I don't have to worry about that because guess what? When I bought my house, the only thing that goes up is the taxes, and my mortgage may go up maybe 100 when I had, yeah. So,
Mm.
but that does not, it doesn't offset. So I feel like there's more pros to owning your home than cons. And back to the equity, I'm able to take my equity out, and what I could do, I could buy a whole nother house if I wanted to.
Leverage, bro.
I
Leverage.
could that buy another house, and then that would be another house that I'm gaining equity in. And then I
Exactly.
can put a renter in one. They could be making me rich. You see what I'm saying? Because paying rent is making someone else rich. And then yeah, I'm cash flowing at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I don't want to. We're not dissing renters because if that's the case, I would be dissing myself, right? But we do think we do think that there is a better way. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We do think that there's a better way. And I mean, again, for all the renters, I'm in the trenches with you. Like I am renting right now, and I think that I could be using this money in a better way. Like I don't want to be renting. People are renting, and they're like, this is what I'm choosing to do. This is what I want to do because I don't want to feel like dealing with the upkeep of a house. But yeah, we're just saying that there are so many more benefits that come with like purchasing a home, right? So many more benefits that come with it.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So so yeah, and I do realize there are reasons to rent. You know, everybody's not at the point where they can take that up at this point. You know, some people are dealing with maybe credit issues. Some people just may not know the benefits of buying a home. So I do know that there are certain reasons why people are renting. And the purpose of this is just to educate the benefits of renting. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically a
yeah,
right.
exactly, bro. So yeah, I mean, I think that you said the benefits of renting.
The benefits of buying a home.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on, let me make sure I heard that right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I got you, bro. I got you. All right. So then I think was that the last one? Or we still got some more?
I think that yeah, that was the last money myth. So if you have any opinions about what we talked about, leave a comment on the video and make sure you like and subscribe. And also you can find us at Investors Playbook LLC on both Instagram and YouTube. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Absolutely. All right, man. See y'all next week.
Oh yeah.
Peace out.
Peace.